What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a Week 13 recap of the NFL 2015 season. I didn't think that the NFL could get more exciting after the way the Monday Night Football game ended. But listen, man, when Will Hill returned that freaking field goal, I was like, all right, that's probably going to be the most exciting thing for the year. You know, allegedly he stepped out of bounds, which was very clearly in my eyesight, bro. Did he step out of bounds? Probably. Listen, bro, I don't know. It doesn't matter to me, bro. I don't know what's going on. But listen, it's on record as a field goal return, questionable or not. Okay. Packers at the Lions. Packers 27, the Lions 23. When I say the Lions dominated this entire first half, what was it, like 17 zip or something like that? I can't remember exactly. I just know that Aaron Rodgers just looked so ordinary. It was so crazy. I was tweeting out stuff, that the Packers fans have to be really, really upset right now. Maybe I shouldn't have tweeted that, because after I tweeted that, then Starks fumbled the ball into the end zone right to Cobb. Like, stupid shit. Stuff just starts happening, and it's just like, all right, you know what? Who they playing? Okay, the Lions. It just becomes a situation where you just know that the team that they're playing, it's something about that team that makes them lose. And then you're hearing all this stuff about, the offensive coordinator and, Lombardi, he was the problem, he's gone. Then you got Cooter, Dooter, Suter, and all kind of Booter, and whatever his name is, you got him there now, and it's like, okay, everything is like rosy and everything like that. And then they collapse. Now, the face mask that they called, I looked at it over and over again. It was very, very close, but it just looks like he grabbed the shoulder pad. Now, with these type of penalties at the end of the game, I believe that if you're going to use instant replay, you should use it, for what the value of it is, like to make it right for things like that. Because if that play doesn't happen, Aaron Rodgers is not throwing a goddamn Hail Mary like he's Doug Flutie. Like, this thing right here is crazy. Who's this guy? Richard Rodgers? And some other kind of Rodgers. These two Rodgers, bro. Rodgers to Rodgers. Like, what the F is... I cannot believe that all those defenders for the Detroit Lions just stood there like zombies, like The Walking Dead, bro. Like, they couldn't do nothing. Like, they couldn't, jump up, grab his arm, do something, like get a pass interference. Like, the man jumped up like a goddamn video game by himself, and came down with the ball with nobody trying to do anything around him. I say to people, like, they want a 3-game win streak, whatever. They're like, yeah, bro, we're going to win out, hopefully make the playoffs at 9-7. And I'm sitting here like, has anybody been listening to any of my recaps all year? That all the people that have been fired, the GM, the manager, they fired the goddamn janitor in the locker rooms. But why is Jim Caldwell still there? This is the thing. You guys got to understand something. I know that Schwartz, whatever his name was, the previous guy, he was a horrible coach from the get-go. They seem to be hiring people that don't fit the criteria. You need a gritty, hardcore coach for the Lions. Like, visual. You can't have a soccer dad as your head coach. And that's what's happening with Jim Caldwell. I don't care what anybody says. Once they fumbled the ball into the end zone, you knew the game was over. Even though they were still down 10 or whatever it was, you knew the game was over, because only against the Lions do things like this happen. And then they showing all these commercials about how strong Detroit is. Listen, I love the city of Detroit. I got no problem with Detroit. I got a problem with the head coach of the Lions. That's what I have a problem with. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Lions fans has the same damn issue. I don't know how this man is still employed. And listen, when it comes to stuff like that, when I'm saying get rid of guys, I don't care if he goes and works and makes the same money doing something else. You know what I'm saying, bro? If he's a janitor making millions of dollars someplace in an elementary school. But what the fans deserve is better. That's all I'm saying. They have enough on that team to not be losing like this. Ziggy Ansah, bro, like, this dude is a monster. You got all these guys over there. You got guys that can rush the passer. Okay, I understand you lost Sue, but you guys are making plays. Things are happening. You got, Calvin Johnson made that freaking ridiculous catch over Sam Shields. I don't know what else. What else can you ask for? You have enough to make these plays. How the hell are you collapsing like that? That has a lot to do with leadership, because if you don't have better leadership, this is going to happen. This was, okay, the play was great. I'm looking at Doug Flutie in college all over again. I'm like, what the hell is going? When he threw the ball that high and that far, I was like, all right, you know what? Somebody's coming down with it. I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, wow. This has to be crazy. This is just a situation where only against the Lions, bro, would this happen. And at some point, who are we going to blame for this? I just want somebody to tell me, because everybody says, Jim Caldwell, like, bro, Jim Caldwell is a joke. Jim Caldwell is a joke. And people have to understand that. Listen, I know he called it for the Super Bowl for the Ravens when he was upstairs away from everything. Like, bro, he's in a booth away, far, far away. Nobody cares. And it's like, okay, no problem. You know what I'm saying? All right, no problem, bro. Yo, go up there and go dress up like a Halloween character, and nobody really has to see you unless they zoom in on you because you're making play calls, and that's it. But when you're down there as the lead guy, some people should not be head coaches. And this is a situation where this guy should not be a goddamn head coach. Like, okay, it's the player that made the mistake. That's what a lot of fans are going to say. It's the player that made the mistake. It's the player that made the mistake. Okay. But when players keep making mistakes and you're hired as a head coach to lead younger men, younger individuals, at some point, it becomes your responsibility. Look at the Philadelphia 76ers, Jahlil Okafor. That man is acting like a goddamn fool. At some point, you got to look at it like, why aren't other teams doing that? Why aren't, other organizations allowing this type of stuff to happen? Why are they having more, people around people that need the attention? Why are these other organizations able to keep stuff so tight-knit? Why are certain coaches, you may have guys fall out of line once and then they're back ready to go. Like, look, all right, we're done with that. Why is that happening? Because these guys and these organizations care about what's happening with their team and the people that work for them. I don't understand. And I know the Lions owner, she went down there, she did what she had to do, she cleaned house. Jim Caldwell should have been out the door with everybody else. And it's not a color thing. It has nothing to do with that. It's just representation of the team. He doesn't fit the criteria to be the head coach of that team. He doesn't look the part. Put it like that. He doesn't look the part. Mike Tomlin, he looks the part. I would be upset, personally, if Mike Tomlin was fired, because he looks like a gritty, get in your face, but a guy that knows how to lead men type of coach. Bill Belichick has his way of being that type of coach. Bill Belichick don't look like a tough guy, but he also doesn't look like a guy that you want to mess with, because he look like he might have a burner under his little crazy ass hoodie that he's wearing. You know what I'm saying, with his cut off sleeves. It's certain things and certain criteria that makes up coaches that Jim Caldwell does not have. Billy Bob Scooter Pooter, whoever the offensive coordinator is, he was, given a lot less of the drop back. Matt Stafford looks to be doing a lot better with that. I wouldn't get rid of him at this point. But Caldwell is an issue because he's the head guy. And the head guy is always the person that takes the fall, which is why they have to perform better. And when I say perform better, that means the players have to respond. Like Jeff Fisher. The players are not responding to Jeff Fisher. So Jeff Fisher shouldn't be a head coach anymore because they're not listening to his voice. And somebody in the ownership has to see that he's not getting the job done in that aspect. That's what my point is. It's not about if the coach is doing a good job. Like, look, Jim Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens, even if they lost that game, John Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is in Michigan now. John Harbaugh. Even with all the stuff that's been happening with the Baltimore Ravens, I have not once called for John Harbaugh's job. Because he is a leader of men. You can see that he can lead men. Lovie Smith, no, he shouldn't. Bro, you see Lovie Smith's face? No. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's a lot of things that go into a head coach. And a lot of it has to do with their face. And Jim Caldwell, bro, you lose like this, somebody's job has to go. Somebody has to listen, bro. The season was already pretty much over. You guys were 4-7 or whatever the F you were anyway. But this has to make it so that, this guy, he's not the right fit. That's all I'm saying. He's just not the right fit. It was the most ridiculous play I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Aaron Rodgers, he's like, this is the best feeling ever. And the man won a Super Bowl. Like, to go back out there and to come back from that deficit, you gotta feel good. You gotta feel good about that. It is no way you can feel good about it. Kudos to the Packers and all the Packers fans. Congratulations, bro. The Lions, bro. Oh my, yo, you have to feel like garbage if you're a Lions fan today, bro. Like it's almost like feeling like it's almost like being a Giants fan. Like you just know that they suck, but they have talent, and you're just like, yo, they're gonna go in there and lose, and you have to just deal with that. That's what the Lions have always been, though. Like I don't know what, yo, even with Barry Sanders, like they just never could get over that hump to just do something. Like, bro, just get a decent QB, get something to, you know, something we could work with. Make a good decision for once in your life. Just doesn't happen. And again, I know the Lions fans are going to say it wasn't a face mask. I understand. It didn't look like a face mask to me. But it is what it is. We've been dealing with the three blind mice, a.k.a. refs, for the whole season. We know what's going on. We know what's happening with that. Regardless, this game should have not ended like that. Calvin Johnson should have been out there to play defense. Something else should have happened other than what happened. Congratulations to the other Rodgers. I think he's Richard Rodgers. I don't know. Whatever his name is, bro. It was Rodgers to Rodgers. I don't know. Congratulations to him. He seems like a very good, good young man. Really didn't understand what was happening. He's like, bro, nobody even touched me. Did you guys watch the interview where he said nobody even touched me? That team is a goddamn joke, man. Look, I'm so done with this. I don't even want to talk about this no more. The Lions suck, and the Packers would have been on their way out. I was about to go so hard on the Packers today, but they came out with the victory, and this is enough to spark a team going forward. And that's what's scary now. Even though I think Minnesota's going to win that division, this is a very dangerous win that they got because now it encourages that anything is possible. And you guys don't want to see Aaron Rodgers playing like vintage Aaron Rodgers. And look what it took. A goddamn fumble from Starks to be recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. For all this stuff to happen. Sometimes life can be so simple. Until next time. One love.